So back in the late 90s, Apple was in the middle of a major transitional period, moving away from the classic Mac OS in favor of a new, more modern operating system. That of course became Mac OS X, then just OS X before being renamed back to Mac OS several years ago. But prior to OS X's big reveal in early 2001, it went by another name: Rhapsody. It was first released to developers in 1997 and was essentially what resulted when Apple took OpenStep after their purchase of Next and Macified it, bringing the familiar classic macOS UI and visual style over to it, along with numerous other under-the-hood improvements. Aqua was a long ways away, but you know what wasn't? A release for x86-based systems. Because yes, Apple released not one, but two versions of Rhapsody that could run on x86, long before the company switched to using Intel processors beginning in 2005. So I figured that today, in honor of Marchintage 2024, we'd make a good old-fashioned 98PC install video with it. Sponsored by Squarespace. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So getting Rhapsody installed on x86 hardware is extremely similar to installing OpenStep on x86 hardware. In fact, the install process is almost identical. The only thing unusual about our setup today is the 98PC has been heavily upgraded and was not the original hardware that Rhapsody was designed to run on, let's just say that. Also, we're going to be putting it on a compact flash card thanks to that CF card reader that I put in this machine a little while ago, and specifically we're going to be installing Rhapsody Developer Release 2. So I've got the CD right here along with the boot floppy and the driver floppy that you can see I've used for a million other things. So we're going to go ahead and pop all that in, well, one of these floppies in anyways, and we will power down the system, swap out the CF cards, and start the installation process. And I'll show you some of the things you have to do to install Rhapsody on newer hardware that it wasn't designed to run on. So here it is starting up and sizing our memory, which we have half a gigabyte of RAM in here, which is way too much for this operating system. In fact, if you don't do anything and just try to start it, it will kernel panic because it doesn't know how to handle this much memory. Luckily, there is a max memory flag that you can add by typing max mem equals, and we're going to set that to 32,768, which is around 32 megabytes of RAM. Then we're going to type 1 for English, and we'll type 1 to prepare to install Rhapsody. Now it should ask us for the driver diskette at this point, and there it is. So we'll swap out diskettes. So when it comes up with this menu here, we're going to press 7 to bypass all the SCSI stuff. We'll press 7 again, and we are looking for, let's hit 7 once more, the primary/secondary dual EIDE/ATAPI device controller. So we're going to select that for the CD-ROM, and then it will load that in, and then we're going to select the hard drive driver. So we're going to select 2 to load an additional driver, and then we're going to hit 7 a few times until we get that same primary/secondary, which in this case is the second option on this menu. And now that's all set, so we'll hit 1 to continue loading. Now, it is worth noting that you need to have, if you're using IDE devices, you have to have them both configured as primary, and you have to have the hard drive as the master and the CD drive as the slave. I actually had in this computer the hard drive on primary master and the CD drive on secondary master. If you have it set up that way, at this point, Rhapsody will not be able to read from the CD drive. It will detect it, but it won't be able to read from it. So you see it got past everything there, which is great. So it tells you up here that if you encounter any problems, refer to the manual and all that kind of stuff. We're just going to hit 1 here and hope we don't encounter any problems. And so it's found our IDE disk 0, which is the CF card. It is 4 gigabytes, so 3887 megabytes. So that's great. We'll install Rhapsody on this disk, and we're just going to erase the entire disk. That's the great thing about these CF cards. I mean, literally, this has been a life changer for me. Not to get off topic here, but this is probably one of the best upgrades I've made to this computer because it makes it so much easier to like do these videos and install different operating systems on it. So we're going to press 1 to start installing Rhapsody. And at this point, I am flying blind. Off camera, all I did was, figure out the max memory stuff, get the drive set up in the proper configuration, and, got to this install prompt. So at this point, yeah, I have no idea how this is going to go, but we'll see. Hopefully, hopefully Rhapsody is able to install just fine. All right, well, that completed just fine. So we're going to remove the floppy disk. And it doesn't say anything about the CD, but I imagine, actually we might need that to copy some more drivers and stuff, so we'll just leave it in. Now, I believe we will get a startup prompt here, that same one. Yeah, we're just going to size the memory again, and I'm going to specify that same maximum memory size. And here we go. We got the menu bar coming up. I think there is a bit of a wizard we have to go through if I remember correctly. Yeah, so here it is. So we choose display, network, SCSI, audio. Now, there is a network card in here. I don't know if it's going to be able to recognize it. I actually don't know if it'll be able to take advantage of, you know, this display properly in terms of color mode. But we'll go here to display, and we'll see what drivers we got. Maybe there's a generic one in here we can use. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of stuff here. Now, we've got a graphics card in here that did not exist, even at the time this computer was manufactured. It's that GeForce FX 5200 from like 2003. But, yeah, here, generic SVGA adapter. Let's just try that. And we'll select a display mode. We'll leave it at 800 by 600 if it even gives us... Does it not give us any display mode options? I guess it doesn't. PS2 style mouse, that's just fine. Network device, we do have a 3COM. I don't know the exact model number of it, but it is a PCI card, and I just looked up this Etherlink XL, and this is also a PCI card. So we've got the 3C900 and 3C905. Etherlink sounds familiar. I think that's the product family this thing is in, but so why don't we just try that just for the heck of it? I doubt that it's going to work. And SCSI devices, we don't have any SCSI devices on here. Audio, we'll just get, yeah, Sound Blaster 16. And then this here is all of our, I guess this is just what, yeah, other devices. Okay, so we don't really have to worry about any of that. Okay, so we'll hit done and save. Oh yeah, here it is. We have to go through the rest of the installation process. So we're just going to grab all this because you see we got plenty of space on this hard drive. It's only 384 megabytes for everything. But yeah, this will be fun just to see what comes on here because I've never used Rhapsody before. I have used OpenStep, not on real hardware though, but you know, I am a little bit familiar with the user interface, and you know, I've messed around with it in a couple of videos on this channel in the past. So yeah, it'll be kind of fun to see, you know, how this compares to it. Well, good news. It has been installed successfully. So it's telling us again to make sure there's no disk in the floppy drive, which there isn't because I took it out last time. So we're going to restart, and hopefully, we will get a nice color display upon boot up. Oh yeah, you know what? Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and just boot without setting the memory flag, and we'll see. Yeah, there it is. System panic. It does not like that. So we'll hit R. I don't even think we can hit R. It does not... Yeah, like, it just literally hangs. So we gotta restart by just hitting the reset button on the computer. Well, we don't have color, but I think we're running at a higher resolution than 800 by 600. Or maybe we aren't. Maybe we were at 640 by 480 before. But this looks like a higher resolution. Anyways, welcome to the Rhapsody Setup Assistant. Okay, so we gotta answer a few questions. Select keyboard layout. We've got USA and Next USA. Oh, we got Next a bunch of stuff, actually. I'm guessing that, Next keyboards have their own layout or something. Anyway, let's actually see. Show layout. Okay, so there's the US one. What is Next USA? What's the... Can we view both these at the same time? I guess we can. I mean, we got... I don't know. It looks the same to me, but whatever. We'll hit USA. Yeah, let's see if it recognizes the LAN adapter. So we'll say local area network, request IP address automatically at startup. And in order to request an IP address, your network must contain a boot IP server. Alright, we will assign an IP address manually. Okay, so let's do 192.168.0.99. I don't know. And subnet mask, we'll get rid of all this junk. 255.255.255.0. Why does it have like text in there? Just have it blank. Router address 192.168.0.1. I don't think the network's gonna work, but we'll try it anyway. Network time synchronization, yes. If it can do that, that would be great. Login name, Michael. Full name, Michael. That works. Password, can we not set a password? Yes. Rhapsody setup is done. Alright, it's got to restart. I already see right up there, no such device, Etherlink XL, no such device, Sound Blaster. So that is not a good sign. So the audio and the network drivers, yeah, do not correspond to the hardware we have. Anyways, we're going to log in with my definitely really secure password there. So yeah, we will hop back into settings, but there's a good chance we're just not going to be able to get proper drivers for a lot of that stuff. But I would like to see if we can get color working. But yeah, here is the workspace manager. It's just been Appleified. You go to the about info here, you got Apple Computer down here. The Next Step dock is gone. and the menu bar has returned. So we're going to, I guess, just get out of this window, and we'll go into, how do we get to settings? Let's see, preferences. There we go. That makes sense. Oh, it's also on the desktop right here too. And we'll go to monitor. We'll open that up. Colors and resolution. And okay, color depth, colors. We don't have any options here. There should be that configuration tool. Here we go. It's the configure application inside of the administration folder. So we're going to go to display here, and it is 800 by 600. Okay, so let's see what this expert mode is. Okay, so it's, yeah, like just giving us more information about the driver and everything. So I'm guessing this does not allow us to, oh yeah, color space BW2, black and white, I'm assuming, and we don't have any other color modes. So I'm guessing this generic SVGA adapter does not give us color. So let's try to find something else in here that does. I wonder if the S3 generic PCI display driver, does that have, yeah, that has RGB. Yeah, so we got more options here. So let's see if we can use that and set it to 800 by 600 at 60 hertz. We're probably gonna have to restart for this to take effect. But yeah, so network here, we know that this does not, select connector RJ45. I mean, that's not going to do anything for us because we already know that this doesn't work. I mean, at this point, we're just really throwing stuff at the wall to see if anything works. I guess we could try this other Etherlink one. We will save that, quit out of it, and I guess we'll just restart. Oh yeah, there might not be, I don't think there was a start or a shutdown option unless you have to hold down like shift or something, which I don't think, yeah. So we do have to log out and then just quit from the... Oh no, here it is, power off, okay. Oh, and it ejected the disk for us, we don't need that anymore. So we're gonna either come back with a color display output or probably no display at all, and that's gonna suck. Well, we've got a display on the verbose output. There we go, cannot display this video mode. Though, let me check the capture. Nope, we got no signal from that. Oh, wait a second. No, we got nothing. Yeah, that's what I kind of was afraid of, because yeah, that is not fun. This is what happens when you kind of just select drivers at random and are like, this one might work. Okay, so fortunately there is this config default flag that we can add to the boot options, and that should set us back to how we had everything configured right after we went through the setup process. So we're going to do that same mem size, or max mem, I almost forgot what that was, and then config equals defaults. And yep, I can see VGA display mode 640 by 480 at 60 hertz BW2. Alright, so I'm just going to be honest, I didn't even bother trying most of those drivers because, you know, they're made for different graphics cards. They're not going to work with this one. I did try the other generic drivers. There was another S3 driver in there. And yeah, that didn't give us any good results either. However, you see I've got the 98 PC taken apart here, or at least the side panels off of it, because I dug through my bin of graphics cards and I was able to find an S3 graphics card that was manufactured in January of 1998. Now, Rhapsody Developer Release 2 came out in May of 1998, so this would have been a card that existed when it was released. So I figured we could try to put this in here, and hopefully that generic S3 driver will work with it. Alright, so I booted into the BIOS here, and check this out. This is rather interesting. Under system date here, the date's reading is 2098. Now, Rhapsody changed it to 1998, like during the setup process, and it does show that as the date upon boot up. So it looks like it only changes the last two digits. And, you know, it just reads the first two as 19, which is rather interesting. I would have thought that it would just use the 4-digit year, but I'm guessing not. So we're going to actually change this back to 1998. And, or actually, just to verify that, why don't we set it to 2024? And we'll just leave the system time as that. And we'll see, I am guessing that upon Rhapsody's, verbose boot up process, it will just say that the date is 1924. But regardless, we have the S3 card in here, and I have the Rhapsody configuration set to use the generic S3 driver with, 640 by 480 8-bit color. Oh, no, it just changed it again. Friday, 1998. So it looks like it just changes the date upon boot up. But you see that we have mode selected, or S3 Verge, and you see it detected, well, it already went by there, but it detected an S3 card, although it looks like It looks like the display is both on the monitor here and on my capture. It just says unsupported. But yeah, we're still not getting a display output. So let me reset the system again. And I'm gonna actually boot into the BIOS to see if it changed the system date back to 2098. Yep, it did. Look at that. Okay, so let's just remove the S3 generic one and go back in here and see what else we have. Oh, look at that. It already has it set this way for us. Yeah, show drivers for detected devices. And yeah, Diamond Cell 3D S3 Verge PCI display drivers is exactly what we got. So we already tried the generic one, which did not work for us. So we're going to add this. This might work. Unsupported. Okay. Alright, well here's something interesting that happened. Upon boot up after changing the driver back to the, trying to set it to the default configuration, we're now getting an unexpected inconsistency error, and it brings us to the command line, and we have to run FSCK manually. Now, I tried to reboot a couple times here and got this same thing that's just started happening. So, can we just run FSCK? Oh, I think this has to do with the drive, because it does run that check upon boot up, and I'm guessing it couldn't do that this time, or it found an error. Yeah, reboot failed, serious errors. Okay, so yes, we'll clear the unknown file type. We'll clear the partially allocated inode, incorrect block count. Okay, correct. Clear. This is not good. Okay, phase 2, check path names, unallocated. Remove, yes, sure. Yes, remove, yes, remove, yes, remove, yes, remove, yes, remove, remove. Sure, we'll adjust. I mean, we'll just do everything that it wants us to do here. File system marked clean, file system was modified. I was not expecting this video to take this turn, but I guess it's not surprising for an MJT video. Oh boy. Well, I've been through a lot in the past couple hours, let's just say that. Long story short, nothing worked at all. Although the system was able to recognize those two drivers as being for the video card that was in here, I couldn't get any of the video modes to display anything at all. So then I went back to my video card bin and found nothing else that I could use with this computer. So then I went over the 90s mystery PC. You remember that thing from a couple years back? Yeah, so I pulled out the video card from that. Turns out it's a Trident video card, and it just so happens that some of the IBM ThinkPad models that Rhapsody officially supported used Trident video cards. And sure enough, when I put this card into the 98 PC and go into the video driver selection menu, it would pick it up as an IBM ThinkPad, video card. There's like two models that showed up in there. Now, I'll admit this did surprise me because this was a completely different video card model than the ones that came in these laptops, but I decided just to try both of these drivers anyway, just for the heck of it. But every time I would restart, it would not detect it as the correct video card. So yeah, I just kind of gave up because I was at this for a couple hours at this point and just couldn't get anywhere. So I had to make a decision either to just continue the video with the black and white video mode on the 98 PC, or do what I ended up doing, and that is installing Rhapsody, or technically macOS 10 Server 1.0, on my Power Mac G3 blue and white, which was a lot smoother of a process, let me tell you that. It's really nice working with hardware that the software was just designed to run on. Now, I did try to pull out the video card from this Power Mac G3 and put it into the 98 PC because, it is a PCI video card. It's one of those ATI Rage 128 cards. And, that is compatible with Rhapsody, as you can see here. The problem is you have to flash the BIOS on the video card to make it, work with just regular PC hardware. And I didn't really want to do that because, I wanted to still have a video card for this thing. So, yeah, we've installed macOS 10 Server 1.0. Now, I know what some people will say, this isn't Rhapsody. What are you talking about? Well, here's the thing. This is Rhapsody. I mean, macOS 10 Server 1.0 is essentially just a rebranded version of Rhapsody, a, newer version of the operating system, obviously, with some improvements and things made to it. Though, notably, this version could only run on PowerPC based systems, the ones that Apple had out at the time. So Apple had ditched x86 and they would not release another, publicly available version of macOS 10 on Intel until they began the Intel transition in 2005. So yeah, I decided to switch to this computer so that we could kind of get the proper Rhapsody / macOS 10 Server 1.0 experience with proper proper video drivers, we got sound working, and it's just so much better, and it was a lot easier, like I said, to set up. So I figured that for the rest of this video, we would just go through and, you know, take a look at what applications come on here, what we can do with macOS 10 Server 1.0. I'm just going to call it Rhapsody for the rest of this video because it rolls off the tongue a lot easier. So yeah, we'll just, you know, go into appearance here and change the desktop pattern because that seems like a requirement for these videos. We'll see what, you know, what we got with it here. I think I saw this bricks one up here. This one looks kind of cool, right? So we'll set that as the desktop. Now you might have noticed in this menu that we have some macOS applications. We also have this macOS option down here. We'll come back to that in a moment though. But yeah, like we have stickies, for example. And this is a macOS application that has been ported over to the yellow box, which was essentially the environment that Rhapsody applications would run in. You also had the blue box, which was the classic macOS environment, and that's what this down here relates to, which again, we'll revisit that in a moment. So yeah, this is a new version of the Stickies app designed for Rhapsody's yellow box environment, and it apparently had some improvements over the old classic macOS version. So you can stylize text, have notes of unlimited size, you can search notes, and a few other things there. And yeah, so why don't we just, I don't know, make a new one, and we'll just drag this over here, you know, right, I don't know, hello world. This is so cool, man. Okay, and then we'll just, I don't know, resize that. And yeah, Sticky Notes is I think one of my favorite macOS applications. It's just kind of neat to be able to drag these around wherever you want. Nothing like super groundbreaking or anything, especially these days. We've also, with this being a server operating system, have a bunch of server administration tools. And if we go into, let's just open up our hard drive here. If we go into System, under Demos here, there's all these applications. And you see we have stickies in here as well. So some of these were, you know, those macOS applications ported over to Yellowbox, and they're just kind of in here as, you know, a demo. So yeah, let's open up, let's see, we got the calculator here. Why don't we open that? Let's just get a bunch of things running in the background here. So calculator, there it is. We got chess. I'm actually curious, is this, oh, there it is, GNU Chess license. So this is, oh, it says right there, an Apple front end for GNU Chess. So yeah, we'll get out of that. We still have chess running in the background. If you go to this menu here on the top right, you can see all your running applications. So we can go over here to chess, and then we can close out of it if we want to. So there's that. We've got, what else in here? HTML edit. I've actually never seen this before. This is probably going to be like, yeah, like a WYSIWYG style editor here, I imagine. So this is my awesome, you know what, I'm gonna leave awesome spelled like that, web page. And so let's see, save as, I don't know, let's just save it in my user folder, I guess. I imagine, yep, cool.html. So if we go into there it is. We open that up in OmniWeb. I've actually never used OmniWeb before, so it's kind of neat to see it here. We also got QuickTime Player, Omni PDF, Java Run. We got a drawing program. We have a drawing program and a sketching program, and they have the same icon. This is rather interesting. So the sketch program, you can, you know, draw shapes and stuff, and, you know, draw a circle there, draw some lines, you know, and we can move stuff around. We can go to tools here, show colors. We can make like this square, we want to make it a pink or a magenta, something like that. Maybe this we want to be blue. And the drawing program, I believe you've got a little more, like, yeah, you can, you got some of the same functions here, but you also can just like freehand stuff and, you know, make your own weird looking shapes. So yeah, there you go. We'll just leave those running. Why not? We got chess. We went through Boink Out. I think, is this a game? Oh, this is like Breakout. Just with, oh, you can like move the paddle there up, like, instead of just moving it left to right. Oh, look at that. The ball changes each time you die too. That's interesting. Oh, I guess, okay, so clicking in the window pauses it. I'm curious. So first of all, let's go to About here. Let's see, is this, okay, so here's the two people that worked on it, I guess. Game settings, here we go, let's see. Wimpy, normal, excellent, and wow. Alright, let's move it up to wow. And see what that difficulty is. Background, okay, we can load our own picture. You know what? You know what we can do here? We can say... Oh yeah, I know exactly what we're doing. You guys probably foresaw this. Let's make some awesome, more shapes and stuff in here. Make this like an abstract, you know, art piece or whatever. Can this load a TIFF file? It looks like it can. Let's go. Only thing is, oh, whoa, I did not want to do that. I guess we can't move it around. I guess you're just kind of stuck at that, like, cropped like that. But still, you can have your own artwork in the background, and now I can't seem to unpause the game. What do we got going on there? What's the demo? Oh my god. Oh, okay, okay. You're supposed to get multiple balls, I guess, bouncing around on the screen. Oh, I guess it gives them to you as you, like, gain points, probably. So now this should be a lot faster. Yeah. And I'm just... Oh my gosh. Alright, well, oh, that's why, because I lost. That's... So yeah, you've got like a whole bunch of just demo applications in here. And then under applications, you've got, you know, more utility type stuff. Not that these aren't necessarily utilities, but you've got, you know, text edit in here, you got preview, your preferences, and Mac OS. So macOS.app is the blue box environment, another component of Rhapsody, where you basically have an entire Mac OS system in here that you can use to still run Mac OS applications that have not been ported to Rhapsody's yellow box environment. So this is the first time I'm starting it up, so it makes a new startup disk image for us. And then it will load up a copy of Mac OS. Here it is, you got all your macOS applications, all your control panels, you can do whatever you want, and then you can go up to this menu on the right here and swap back to macOS 10 server to switch back to Rhapsody here. So it's easily, you know, switchable between these two interfaces, which is great. And over time, this macOS blue box system would evolve into the classic environment in macOS, which is how you could run, you know, classic macOS applications. Fitting name, right? And speaking of fitting, it's also pretty fitting that right now is the segue to the ad for today's video sponsor, Squarespace. Whether you're wanting to create a portfolio, a personal blog, or an online store, they've got a wide selection of beautifully designed templates to get you started off with a professional looking site. Or you can even make your own with Squarespace's new Blueprint tool. Either way, you'll be able to take advantage of their Fluid engine, which lets you easily drag and drop images, text boxes, and other elements wherever you want to more easily customize your site. And with e-commerce functionality built right in, setting up a storefront for your business is incredibly simple, allowing you to showcase your products in their best light and use email campaigns to get your audience excited about new offerings and promotions. Plus, Squarespace handles domain registration too. So if you're looking to reserve your cool new business name, or if you need full-on website hosting, head on over to squarespace.com/MichaelMJD to get 10% off your first purchase. And huge thanks to Squarespace for making this video possible. So yeah, I mean, there is macOS 10 Server 1.0/Rhapsody in all of its glory. I know it sucks we couldn't really take a look at it on the 98 PC, but we did get it installed on it, so that's something, right? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see more like it, definitely be sure to give it a thumbs up, get subscribed, all that good stuff. Turn on notifications, maybe become a channel member or join my Patreon down below if you're interested. But either way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.